Rich Eisen from the NFL Network back with us. Segment 2. Rich, did you see the story about the Houston Astros vendor? He was fired.
No.
He took
What happened?
snow cones into the bathroom.
Oh, no.
They have video of him. He has a tray of snow cones on the floor while he's in the stall.
They did not come back more yellow, did they?
No, that would have been
Say no.
I think it was worse than that because he was sitting down.
No, he was not.
Yes, and people could see the snow cones there.
He was not.
Yes, he had a tray there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a fireable offense.
Yeah, deuces are wild.
Deuces were definitely wild.
Yeah, so they had video of the tray, and you just saw the guy's feet, and he was in the stall.
No.
Yeah.
That is so. Who? Somebody just took a picture of that and tweeted it out or something.
Yeah. Somebody had video of it.
I guess it just goes to show you, if you're a concessionaire, just go before you punch in on the clock.
Well, don't you think you could say to somebody, "Hey, will you watch these snow cones?
Carry this. Just hold it for a minute."
Yeah.
But they may just treat the snow cones like luggage at the airport. Just never leave it unattended, because you could be liable for what happens.
18-game season, the commissioner said everything's on the table here. Now, I've been hearing for the last 6 months that it's 16 games, but they'll expand the playoffs. They'll add 2 more playoff games. What would you rather see? 18-game season, same playoffs, or 16 games, expanded playoffs?
I'd love to see 18 games, same playoffs. I don't want any more people in. I mean, if I've got to choose one of the two, I'll go 18 games, same playoffs. I just can't. I can't see a team that's 5-9 through 15 weeks of the season have a chance to get in at 7-9 if they win out. I mean, that's what we'll be seeing if they expand the playoffs. And I understand that a lot of 6 seeds have gone on to win the Super Bowl in recent days. But I would think it's safe to say that if you add more teams, a 7 seed or an 8 seed would not go on that magical run. They're just not equipped. They're either the reason why you're 8th in conference is because you're either banged up or you don't have the horses already healthy to do it.
But I'm worried about these dead games that we'll have at the end of the season that won't mean anything. If I go to 18 games, now if you go to 18, then you have to add more playoff teams so those games mean something.
Maybe.
I think
I don't know. I mean, there's still many teams with 16 left. Last year, take a look. That scrum in the NFC that ended up costing Lovie Smith his gig, which, by the way, if Urlacher says that, like he said to many outlets yesterday, that if Lovie Smith had stayed, he would have wanted to stay himself, meaning the Packers losing in Week 16 last year helped grease the skids of Brian Urlacher's departure from the NFL. But all of that, take a look at that NFC scrum last year. That would have been more exciting to still play out with 2 more games, for sure. I just hope they just keep it the way it is. It's not.
We never do, though, Rich. We always add. We always add.
I hope not, because it's really sort of perfect the way it is. I don't want to go to 18 games where suddenly we're putting asterisks on records based on the 16. I know that it was the 16 game schedule as it currently is an expansion of what it used to be too, but I don't want to do that, and I don't want to be sitting there Week 14 of a season with a team only having 5 wins, still having a great shot of making
mathematically
a run
still alive in the playoffs, right?
I mean, that's the way you would have it with expanded playoff fields.
And you also have the NFL trying to improve the stadium experience. Meanwhile, you got this deal they signed with Microsoft and Xbox to create a better home experience. What's the NFL doing here?
It's just trying to raise all boats, I guess.
But you have the home experience is so good. Now the in-stadium experience, your chair may move a little bit when somebody gets tackled, or you get exclusive audio from inside the locker room or from an official or a player. That's not enough to have me go, I think I'll pony up the money, fight the traffic, and go in there and watch this game instead of sitting on my couch.
Well, one of the places I'm eager to see is this Levi's Stadium. Jed York, the CEO of the Niners, I got him on the podcast this week too. And the way he was describing the stadium and what the experience is going to be, he essentially said with 66,000 seats, he wants 66,000 sort of unique experiences. The way your seat is like your living room. And the game's in front of you, but you can be online on your phone, on whatever tablet you choose. You can call up a replay on your phone right in front of you or right on your device at your seat.
But remember when we used to go to games and watch the game? You go to the Cowboys game, you watch the big screen there.
And again, I know you're not personally a Twitter guy, but this day and age, I bet most people who are watching the end of the Heat Pacers had a second window open with Twitter on it. And I'm not watching the TV right now, but if you asked your Danettes, I bet all of them had Twitter open. Is that true?
Yeah, but I understand the experience, though, Rich.
All of them.
I know what we're trying to do.
We're the day and age of people just wanting to go to the game and just seeing it. The game itself is not enough in that regard. That's why they're building. That's why the Texans are building a scoreboard 3 feet longer than the one the Cowboys are doing.
But who wants to watch a scoreboard?
I know. I don't think people are saying, "Hey, let's go to the game and see the scoreboard." They may do it once.
Have you been to the Cowboy Stadium?
Yes.
Okay. You watched the scoreboard.
I did. For the first half of that Super Bowl, I kept reminding myself, "Hey, you're at a Super Bowl. This is what's called lifetime experiences."
And I do understand
Watch the game.
When you sit in your seat, and I've said this before, that they're going to make it so you can rent. Like sort of NASCAR has, that you can have something that is your experience, that you're there, you're with everybody else, but you're really in your own moment there. You have your own little man cave there, and they're going to create a scenario for the fans to give you something that's unique only in the stadium. You get your Wi-Fi in there in the stadium. You're going to get a monitor to look at, maybe headphones. Maybe you get audio, exclusive audio. You can check stats. You can go to the red zone. You can do all those different things. I think that's how you make it unique there, but the question is when you do it and how many teams are going to do it.
Well, and you're seeing also people who don't have the broadcasting rights of games just go. I think Simmons for the NCAA tournament did a broadcast from his house or something, talking about the games. And these are the ways that our industry is going. It is more than just going to see a game. It's the way that you're watching things. It is the way that you're consuming, and the NFL is trying to, I guess, feed both. But every single thing they do with their in-stadium experience is based on the fact that most people like to stay at home and watch their sport. And I guess in that way they made that deal with Microsoft. I did not, by the way, in case you're wondering, get a piece of that deal.
Okay.
I did not.
That was not my next question. But
that was not.
No. I did want to ask you about I'm waiting for players to stand up and say we don't want an 18-game schedule because we are concerned about safety. What we're going to find out is there's a price tag for their safety because we'll get to an 18-game schedule eventually.
Yes.
And these players will acquiesce because they're all going to get an increase. No, they're going to get paid now and they'll pay for it later.
Well, I'm interested to see if they will institute a rule that has a little bit of a fantasy football edge, that 18 games goes down, but for 2 games you've got to sit a starter, where everybody still only plays 16. Somebody's not going to play for all 18, or you have a designated player that plays all 18, or something like that.
No. Come on.
I'm wondering if that happens.
It's like pitching limits for, kids in Little League. I mean, come on.
Well, it's just in this new rule, maybe that happens.
No. Now, by the way, Rich is throwing...
I doubt it, but people are talking about it.
No, it can't happen. I'm telling you, it can't happen. You hear me?
Okay.
All right. Rich Eisen throwing
out... I'll put that to bed.
On Twitter. Put it out on Twitter.
Now, see, that way you sounded that had a sort of Kilbornian sort of smarm to it.
Put it out on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Rich, babe.
Okay, Sparky, tweet that out. Serious, Dan, this is the
way of
the world.
I know it is. That was just a sarcastic remark.
I know, but
that was just a sarcastic tweet. That's all that was.
but it was more than 140 characters. It sounded like.
You're throwing out the first pitch at the Dodgers game on Sunday.
I am.
Okay.
Have you ever done that, Dan?
Not at the Dodger game.
No, but just in general.
Yes, and I'll give you some advice in a moment. Will Don Mattingly be in a Dodger uniform on Sunday?
Yes, he will be.
Okay, all right.
And if he's not, I'm wearing number 23.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my advice.
Yeah.
If you go to the big boy mound, if you go up there,
I am.
and if you toe the rubber,
yeah,
make sure that you throw the pitch a little bit higher because
no,
don't
give me that swing thought.
No,
Come
because
on.
what happens is you always throw it and it'll go into the ground because you're not used to throwing with that angle on the mound. Your arm will come down. I guarantee you bounce it.
Well, I have been to Jackie Robinson Stadium at UCLA with the UCLA baseball team to throw off a mound to practice, Dan.
You practiced.
Damn straight I did.
I like it. All right.
I cannot remember. When was the last time you threw off a mound? Right?
Wrigley last year.
There you go. Again, you're very good. Very, very good, Dan. But it's been a while for me. So
okay.
Yeah, because again, Donnie is my that's my childhood idol, you know. So I've got to come somewhat correct.
What if he gets fired? Will you then turn down the opportunity?
He's not going to get fired.
Okay,
they just took care of business yesterday. I understand.
They beat Milwaukee.
So
now they got the Cardinals and the Angels.
I know.
Okay,
he'll be there.
Are you going to bring cheese on the mound?
Oh yes, I'll bring cheese.
If I put the gun on you,
yeah,
over under,
yeah,
50 miles an hour.
Oh, over. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and I've been extended to help the weary pen.
I actually threw out 2 first pitches last year at Wrigley.
Has anyone ever thrown out multiple first pitches?
I did.
How did that happen?
I had a waste pitch. I mean, you got to set them up. I threw a waste pitch, and then I came back and went inside. I mean, that's all. Just setting them up.
What is a waste? What do you mean by a waste pitch?
I threw it a little bit, off the plate. Hope you chase it in the dirt.
And then
back.
Then they let you throw again?
I went back and threw another one.
You see, that's you being you, right?
I just brought some cheese. I busted him inside. I throw a waste pitch out, see if you go. You're not going, bam, right inside.
What if has anyone ever done the fake to third, throw to first ceremonial?
I thought Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey from the Howard Stern Show, may have tried to do that. He threw it between third and home with his
All
pitch.
Right. So I will not pay homage to Baba Booey. I'm just going to come home straight. I'm going to bring the cheese, and then I'm going to go step off the mound and probably retire on the spot.
And then adjust your cup as you walk off the mound.
my 18-ounce cup.
Yeah. Be careful and stay away from the snow cones, all right?
Forever.
Yes.
I'm off of snow cones forever.
All right, have fun this weekend.
Thanks, Steve.
Make us proud.
All right, buddy.
Rich Eisen, NFL Network. 2 segments there for Rich.